So the main objective of this e-norm features are to reduce the crowding at mandis that will help fight against our COVID-19. Here now I am reading fifth question. So which leading jewelry company in country has launched a Goldsmith Relief Fund in association with its brand ambassador Amitabh Bachchan? So now here the answer is Kalyan Jewellers. It's one of the leading jewelry company in country. It has launched a Goldsmith Relief Fund recently in association with their brand ambassador Amitabh Bachchan. So this Goldsmith Relief Fund will support around 1 lakh families and daily workers from gems and jewelry industry. And also this Kalyan Jewellers will provide 50,000 households with monetary relief also. Now here the answer is Kalyan Jewellers. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Now we will come to sixth question. DGFT India has withdrawn the ban imposed on export of 12 bulk drugs, raw materials for finished drugs with immediate effect. Now here the question is abbreviation of the DGFT. So now the answer will see. So answer is Director General of Foreign Trade. So DGFT abbreviation is Director General of Foreign Trade. So it manages our foreign trades, export imports. So now the India has withdrawn the ban imposed on export of 12 bulk drugs, raw materials, and also some essential medicines like antibiotics and vitamins manufactured using them. So with immediate effect, now DGFT has withdrawn the ban imposed on these export of 12 bulk drugs. Now the answer is DGFT. Now we'll say seventh question. Airtel Payment Banks tie up with which general insurance company for health insurance plans? Now we'll see the answer. The answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance. So Airtel Payment Bank said that it has partnered with Bharti AXA General Insurance to offer health insurance plans to provide cover and give financial protection against COVID-19 victims. So under this tie-up, the companies are offered two health insurance plans. One is Bharti AXA Group Health Assure and second one is Group Hospital Cash. So under Group Health Assure, they are giving lump sum benefit 25,000 and under Group Hospital Cash, they are providing 500 rupees per day cash benefit to provide protection against COVID-19. Now we'll see the Bharti AXA General Insurance Managing Director's name. So Bharti AXA General Insurance CEO name is Sanjeev Srinivasan. Here the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance. Eighth question. Corona Care launched by which Indian e-commerce payment system and digital wallet company? So now here the answer is PhonePe. So PhonePe has recently partnered with Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company for a unique coronavirus hospitalization insurance policy. So that name is called Corona Care. So PhonePe users can purchase their coronavirus insurance policy under the My Money section tab. So the policy has several benefits like covers 30 days of expenses related to pre-hospitalization cost and post-care medical treatment. So now the answer is PhonePe. PhonePe CEO name is Samir Nigam. Its headquarters Bangalore, Karnataka. So PhonePe launched in 2015, December 2015. Here the answer is PhonePe. Now the ninth question is Government of India launched which mobile app to fight against COVID-19? So now the answer is Arogya Setu. Arogya Setu, it is recently government has launched. This has developed with public and private partnership to fight against COVID-19. This app available in 11 languages. By using Bluetooth technology, algorithms and artificial intelligence, this app will assess the risk of the catching the coronavirus infection. So now the answer is Arogya Setu. Now 10th question is for shopkeepers of the age group 18 to 65 years, which insurance company has launched COVID-19 protection insurance cover plan? Here the answer is ICICI Lombard with BharatPe. So BharatPe has partnered with ICICI Lombard and they are roll out this COVID-19 protection insurance cover plan for shopkeepers and of the age group 18 to 65. On the diagnosis of COVID-19 positive, 100% of the sum will be given, irrespective of the hospital expenses, with the premium starting 199 only. So here the answer is ICICI Lombard with BharatPe. Asian Development Bank ADB Outlook 2020 released cutting India's financial year 21 GDP to what percent from 6%. So earlier our Asian Development Bank forecasted 6% would be our GDP. Now due to this current health emergency, they have revised our India's GDP forecast. Now the answer is here 4%. So their revised forecast is 4%. Now the 12th question is, who is the Holt member of SEBI? So recently government has extended this SEBI's Holt members term. So here now the answer is Madhabi Puri Buch. She is the present Holt member of SEBI. The government has recently extended her period for the next 6 months. So the answer is Madhabi Puri Buch. Now we'll see 13th question. Which digital payment firm unveils innovative initiatives to support small and medium business merchants during COVID-19? Here the answer is PayU. So PayU Money, it is a leading digital payment firm. So to facilitate easy lending for businesses and help businesses get easy credit. So PayU has partnered with Indifi to bring easy loans for merchants who needed credit to run their business smoothly. Now here the answer is PayU. Now we will see the 14th question. Fitch latest India's GDP growth for financial year 21. So now the answer is 2%. So actually Fitch now expects a global recession this year and recently cut our GDP growth forecast for India to 2% for the fiscal year ending of this March 2021. After lowering it to the 5.1%. So previously it was 5.1%. Now they forecast it to 2%. Now answer is 2%. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Students, now we will see the 15th question. Who is headed by Empower Group to coordinate issues related COVID-19? So the Government of India has constituted an Empower Group recently for coordinating response activities with private sector, NGOs and international organizations related to COVID-19. So now here the answer is the group will be headed by the Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant. So he is the head of this Empower Group. He will address the issues such as identification of problems, effective solutions and making of plans along with 3 groups of stakeholders. So to tackle this COVID-19. Now here the answer is Amitabh Kant. Now we will see 16th question. Which food delivery company has partnered with ITC Foods to serve the community by ensuring uninterrupted supply of essential items at their doorsteps? So now the answer is Domino's Pizza. So Domino's Pizza recently partnered with ITC Foods. They together launched Domino's Essential service. So through this service, everyday grocery essentials offered by ITC Foods will be delivered while leveraging the delivery infrastructure of Domino's. These partnerships aim to serve the community by ensuring uninterrupted supply of essential items at their doorsteps during this corona outbreak. So without them having to step outside their homes. So this is a good opportunity. So now the answer is Domino's Pizza. That was the 16th answer. Now we'll see the 17th question. Which Indian institute partnered with ICICI Securities to launch program for fintech startups? So now here answer is IIM Bangalore. So Indian Institute of Management Bangalore. So as a part of CSR, corporate social responsibility, now the ICICI Securities and partnered with IIM Bangalore to start a program for fintech companies in the field of insurance, personal finance, banking, trading, wealth advisory, payments. So this will be benefited for this program. Now here answer is IIM Bangalore. Now we'll see the 18th question. Foreign Trade Policy 2015 to 2020 extended up to 31st March 2021. So now here the question is, who is the Union Minister of Commerce and Industry? Now the answer is Piyush Goyal. So present our Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal sir. So the Government of India has extended the FTP, Foreign Trade Policy, by another 1 year due to unprecedented situations, COVID-19. So the policy was implemented actually on 1st April 2015 for 5 years. So it will be valid up to 31st March 2020. So due to this COVID, they were extended to 31st March 2021. So exactly 1 year they extended. Here the answer is Piyush Goyal. Now here I am reading 19th question. The World Bank has offered $1 billion to Indian government for India's COVID-19 emergency response. So here the answer is 1 billion. So World Bank has offered $1 billion to Indian government for India's COVID-19 emergency response and health systems preparedness project, which aims to develop the preparedness of India's healthcare system in the time of the pandemic. Here the answer is 1 billion. Student, now you can see on screen the 20th question, the last question in this session. Who is the brand ambassador for IDFC First Bank? So here the answer is Shri Amitabh Bachchan sir. So IDFC First Bank has signed Bollywood actor Amitabh Bachchan as its first ever brand ambassador. So present our IDFC First Bank MD and CEO V. Vidyanathan. So now he is the MD and CEO of the IDFC First Bank, V. Vidyanathan. Here the answer is Amitabh Bachchan. Students, here I am writing the first question in this session. Who is the MD and CEO of Karnataka Bank? So now the answer is Mahabaleshwara MS. The Reserve Bank of India has recently reappointed of Mahabaleshwara MS as the MD and CEO of Karnataka Bank. So Karnataka Bank is a commercial bank. It is India's one of the largest private sector bank. Now here the answer is Mahabaleshwara MS. Along with him, RBI also reappointed the non-executive chairman of the bank. His name is P. Jairam Bhatt. So P. Jairam Bhatt is a non-executive member of the bank and MD and CEO is Mahabaleshwara MS. Now the second question is, RBI launches Twitter campaign for digital payment with which Indian film star as face of the campaign? So recently RBI launches a campaign through Twitter. So here the answer is Amitabh Bachchan. So RBI has chosen Amitabh Bachchan as a face of the campaign. So the Reserve Bank of India on April 9th launched this Twitter campaign, urging the bank customers to adopt digital modes of payment that are convenient and safe. Because due to COVID-19, RBI taken lot of initiatives for serving the customers in India. So the face of the campaign is Bollywood actor Amitabh Bachchan. He is leading that campaign. The RBI through this campaign reiterated the multiple digital payment options. In India there are multiple digital payment options providing by RBI. So those are NEFT, IMPS, UPA and Bharat Bill payment systems. All these are the 24/7 platforms. 24/7 working digital platforms. So here the answer is RBI launches Twitter campaign for digital payment with our Indian film actor Amitabh Bachchan as the face of the campaign. Now third question is, government approves rupees of how much crore for India COVID-19 emergency response and health system preparedness package? So recently the government of India has sanctioned 15,000 crores. So here the answer is 15,000 crores. The government of India has sanctioned 15,000 crores for a project named as India COVID-19 emergency response and health system preparedness package. So here the scheme name, project name is COVID-19 Emergency Response and Health System Preparedness Package. This scheme aims is strengthening the national and state healthcare systems amid coronavirus crisis. This project will implement in 3 phases from January 2020 to March 2024. So the first phase January 2020 to June, and the second phase July 2022 March 2021, and third phase is April 2021 to March 2024. Here the answer is the government approves rupees 15,000 crores. So 15,000 crores. Now the fourth question is the abbreviation of SIDBI, SAFE, SIDBI SAFE. So you know SIDBI, it is a Small Industry Development Bank of India. It has recently launched an initiative that is called SIDBI Assistance to Facilitate Emergency. So now the abbreviation is SAFE, means SIDBI Assistance to Facilitate Emergency. So these initiative is launched in March 2020 to provide loans to up to 50 lakh to micro and small enterprises that are manufacturing medical supplies for fighting this COVID-19. Here the answer is the abbreviation of the SAFE is SAFE, SIDBI SAFE is SIDBI Assistance to Facilitate Emergency. Another important question is fifth one. Which state in India tops in micro irrigation coverage under PMKSY in 2019-20? So PMKSY means Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana. The program is aimed at promoting the more crop per drop. So So this concept was focusing on water saving technologies. Here the answer is the Tamil Nadu is a first state. It is not first state. It is top state in micro irrigation coverage under PMKSY, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana. Now here I am reading sixth question. Which country recently became the first country to close its financial market over coronavirus fears? So due to coronavirus fears, recently many countries are closed their financial market. In the top first country, here they are asking question. So first, which country has stopped and closed their financial market? Here the answer is Philippines. So the Philippines has become the first country to close its financial market over coronavirus fears. Here the answer is Philippines. Now here I am reading seventh question. Which bank has topped the list of highest increase in brand value among global banks? According to the Bankers Top 500 Banking Brands 2020 report. So according to the Bankers Top 500 Banking Brands 2020 report, which bank has topped in the highest increase in brand value? Here the answer is IndusInd Bank. It is a private sector bank. So IndusInd Bank top in the highest growth in brand value among the top global banks. Here the answer is IndusInd Bank. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Now the eighth question is, the self-service delivery facility called iBox has been launched by which bank? So here the answer is our private sector bank, ICICI. ICICI Bank recently launched a unique self-service delivery facility that is called, we are calling as iBox. So using this facility, ICICI Bank customers can collect their deliverable services that are debit cards, credit cards, checkbooks and return checks from the bank branch near to their home or near to their office. So ICICI Bank customers can access this iBox at any time of the day, as the new facility will be available 24/7 on all weekdays. So here the answer is ICICI Bank. So ICICI Bank launches this unique self-service delivery platform, that is iBox, for their customers. Now ninth question is, what is the limit set by the RBI that FPI, foreign portfolio investors, can invest in government and corporate bonds? So here the question is, the RBI recently raised the investment in government and corporate bonds for foreign portfolio investors. So here the answer is 30%. So recently RBI raised foreign portfolio investors investment limit in government and corporate bonds from 20% to 30%. Earlier it was 20%. Now RBI raised that percentage. So now the answer is 30%. So foreign portfolio investors can invest up to 30% on government and corporate bonds. Now the 10th question is, who appointed as the new chairman of NASSCOM? So here the answer is UB Praveen Rao. So National Association of Software and Services Companies. So for the year 2020 and 2021, UB Praveen Rao has been appointed as the new chairman of NASSCOM, and Rekha M. Menon has been appointed as the vice chairperson of the industry body. This NASSCOM is a trade association of Indian information technology and business processing outsourcing industry. So here the answer is UB Praveen Rao is the new chairman of NASSCOM. Now the 11th question is, Raghuram Rajan appointed to the 12-member advisory group to which international organization's MD? So here the answer is International Monetary Fund, IMF. So our present IMF chief, Kristalina Georgieva, so she is the IMF head. Now our former RBI governor Raghuram Rajan has been appointed to a 12-member advisory group to IMF Fund's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva. So Mr. Rajan is currently working as a professor at the prestigious University of Chicago. The external advisory group will provide the perspectives from around the world on developments and policy issues to the exceptional challenges surrounding the global coronavirus pandemic and its economic impact. So this IMF, they want to know the impact of this coronavirus pandemic. So that is why they framed one group of 12 members advisory group to IMF MD. So here the answer is IMF, International Monetary Fund. Here is another important question is, Government of India to issue all pending income tax refunds up to dash lakhs. So here the answer is 5 lakh. The Government of India has decided to issue all pending income tax refunds up to 5 lakh rupees, immediately benefiting around 14 lakhs taxpayers. So here the answer is 5 lakh. Along with this, the pending GST and custom refunds will also be refunded, benefiting around 1 lakh business entities, including MSME. The total refund granted will be approximately 18,000 crore rupees. Here the answer is presently 5 lakh. Now next, another important question is ACC, Appointments Committee of Cabinet, approves extension of Bank Board Bureau members tenure by how many years? So first we will see about Bank Board Bureau. So Bank Board Bureau, it is responsibility of deciding candidates for the top position in public sector banks and financial institutions. So this board will decide who has to select for the top positions in public sector banks. So here the question is, the ACC Cabinet approves extension of Bank Board Bureau members tenure by how many years? So here the answer is 2 years. The ACC has appointed the extension of tenure of all members and the current part-time chairman of the Bank Board Bureau by 2 years. So which is coming to end on April 11th and 2020 this year. So the former secretary in Department of Personnel and Training, Bhanu Pratap Sharma, so he will continue to hold the post of part-time member of the board. This Bank Board Bureau, Bank Board Bureau, the headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. So here the answer is 2 years. Now another important question is Forbes billionaires list, the richest in 2020 topped by. So here the answer is our Amazon's co-founder and CEO Jeff Bezos. He is with net worth of $113 million. So the 34th annual World's Billionaires list they have recently released. In that list, our Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, he won this place for third time. So after Jeff Bezos, the second person is Bill Gates. So he is a top second billionaire in the world. And here I am giving on screen list of top 10 billionaires which was released by the Forbes, the richest in 2020. You can pause the screen and you can watch. From India, the Mukesh Ambani continues to be the richest Indian as it places in a 21st position in this list with a total net worth of $36.8 billion. So in India, of course, our richest person is Mukesh Ambani, Reliance Industries MD and CEO. Here in international worldwide, Jeff Bezos is with net worth of $113 billion. Here I am reading 15th question. How much fund allocated by SAARC development for COVID-19 project? Here the answer is $5 million. For COVID-19 related projects in its member states in the SAARC, South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation Development Fund, SAARC SDF, who has allocated $5 million. This project will be funded by the SDF under the Social Window thematic area, which primarily funds projects on poverty alleviation, social development focusing on education, health and human resource development, among others. So SAARC is having 8 member states including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. When I am preparing for bank exams, there was one shortcut teaser for remembering the SAARC member states. The shortcut is MBBS Spain. So M for Maldives, then B for Bhutan, Bangladesh, and S for Sri Lanka, and P for Pakistan, A for Afghanistan, I for India, and N for Nepal. So this is the shortcut. You can also write MBBS Spain. The headquarters of SAARC is Kathmandu, Nepal. Here the answer is the SAARC Development Fund giving COVID-19 projects around $5 million. The present our Secretary General of SAARC is Eslava Runmanka. The CEO of SAARC is Sunil Motiwala. The another question is Punjab National Bank Housing Finance signs agreement with international agency to raise 75 million. So recently our PNB has signed with one of the international agency to raise $75 million as the fund. Here the answer is Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. So recently our Punjab National Bank Housing Finance has signed a pact with the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) to raise $75 million. The Citibank will be the co-financing of $25 million in order to finance the mortgage loans in the affordable housing segment. So the tie-up also states first debt funding ever done by Japan International Cooperation Agency in the housing finance sector in India. So our present PNB Housing Finance MD name is Sanjay Gupta. So here the answer is the PNB Housing Finance has tie-up with Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA). Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Seventh question is ESCAP means Economic and Social Survey of Asia and Pacific 2020 projecting the India's GDP at what percentage in the financial year 21. Here the answer is 4.8%. The UNESCAP, United Nations Economic and Social Survey of Asia and Pacific 2020 towards sustainable economies has been released. The survey projected India's GDP growth of current fiscal to slow down to 4.8% due to our COVID outbreak. So the economic growth of the country could stand at 5.2% for fiscal year 21-22. So this ESCAP primarily estimates suggested that our India's GDP will be the 4.8% for the financial year 21. Here the answer is 4.8. Here I am reading 18th question. Who is the first woman MD and CEO of large private sector general insurance company in India? So here the answer is Anamika Roy Rastogar. So she has been appointed by IFFCO Tokyo General Insurance as its new MD and CEO of the company. So she will succeed Virendra Sinha, who was leading the company from the past 3 years. So IFFCO Tokyo, it is a general insurance company. It is a joint venture with Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperatives. So IFFCO abbreviation is Indian Farmers Fertilizers Corporation. It is joint venture between our Indian Farmers Fertilizers and Tokyo Marine Group. So now Anamika Roy, she became the first woman MD and CEO of large private sector general insurance company. So her name is Anamika Roy. Now it is the 19th question. Which bank receives government approvals to collect funds for PM CARES Fund? First we need to know what is PM CARES Fund. The Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Prime Minister's Fund. The abbreviation of PM CARE is Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Prime Minister's Fund. This was created on March 28, 2020 due to this COVID-19 pandemic in India. So the fund will be used for combating and containment and relief efforts against the COVID-19 outbreak and similar pandemic like situations in the near future. So the Prime Minister is the chairman of this trust, PM CARES, and members will be included in Defense and Home and Finance Ministers. So here the answer is, which bank got approval to collect fund of PM CARES Fund is Axis Bank. So answer is Axis Bank. Recently Axis Bank has received the mandate to collect the donations for this PM CARE Fund. So all contributions from individuals and corporates can be made to account opened by the Axis Bank. So all contributions to the fund are exempt under the section 80G. Here tax exemption they are giving. If you donate some amount to this PM CARES Fund, it will be exempted under section 80D income tax. So the contributions can be made to the PM CARE Fund through other banks also. Those are State Bank of India and ICICI Bank. So now Axis Bank also got mandate. So now this PM CARES Fund can collect in these 3 banks accounts through these 3 bank accounts, SBI, ICICI and Axis Bank. Here the answer is Axis Bank. Here I am reading last question in this session. What amount of financial support has NABARD provided towards building rural infrastructure in the current fiscal year 2019-20? So what amount has been provided by NABARD to building rural infrastructure? So here the answer is 42,313 crores. So the Apex Agriculture Finance Institution NABARD has approved and has provided a financial support up to 42,000 plus crores towards building rural infrastructure in the current fiscal year 2019-20. Students, now we'll start with the first question. Reserve Bank of India has cancelled the license of which cooperative bank? So here the answer is Mapusa Urban Cooperative Bank. So recently our RBI has restricted Mapusa Urban Cooperative Bank from carrying out any banking operations and businesses with an effect from 16th April 2020. So 16th April 2020 onwards, RBI stopped the license and cancelled license of Mapusa Urban Cooperative Bank under the section 5B and section 56 of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So here one static question is there. So any bank license can cancel by Reserve Bank of India under the section B and section 56 of Banking Regulation Act 1949. So here the answer is RBI cancel license of Urban Cooperative Bank. That name is Mapusa Urban Cooperative Bank. Now here I am reading second question. Recently Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank granted dash million support to India to combat COVID-19. So here the answer is $500 million. So recently our Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, its headquarters Beijing, China. So it will be a static question. So our AIIB headquarters Beijing, China has announced financial help to 500 million projects into India to improve its healthcare system. Also liquidity and fiscal budget support also they can use this amount. So here the answer is $500 million. Now we'll see third question. What is the current reverse repo rate declared by RBI on 17th April? So recently our RBI has launched second tranche of liquidity easing measures to facilitate credit flow to the real estate sector, and which has come down due to COVID-19. So recently our RBI has changed some policy rates also, and here they are asking question is reverse repo rate. So current reverse repo rate is 3.75. So it has reduced by 0.25 slabs. So now present repo rate, reverse repo rate is 3.75. So this step is will now enable banks to lend even more. So now banks having enough liquidity by doing this step. So now we'll see on present policy rates on screen. So present repo rate is 4.40 and reverse repo rate is 3.75%, and MSF and bank rate turned on the 4.65 only, and CRR cash reserve ratio 3%, and SLR statutory liquidity ratio 18%. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Now we'll see the fourth question. The IMF observes dash percentage growth happening in the Asia next year. So next year means 2021. So here the answer is 7.6%. So the IMF has forecasted a 7.6% expansion in Asian economic growth in the year 2021. So when it comes to the static part of this IMF, the IMF headquarters Washington DC, and present MD of IMF Kristalina Georgieva, and our chief economist of IMF Geeta Gopinath. So here the answer is 7.6% IMF forecasted in the year for the next year 2021. Now we'll see the fifth question. How much return has been offered by RBI on sovereign gold bond scheme 2021? So before knowing this answer, we will see what are the sovereign gold bonds. So the sovereign gold bonds are government securities in the form of gold. So in order to buy this, investor have to pay the issue price in cash, and the bonds will be redeemed in cash on maturity. So these bonds are issued by our RBI on behalf of Government of India. So now we'll see the question once. How much return has been offered by RBI on sovereign gold bond? So if investor has invested on the sovereign gold bond, he will get 2.5% interest payment on their gold bond schemes. So the scheme has described the assured return of 2.5% to investors along with appreciation in the price of the bond in line with the movement of the gold prices. So if your investor has invested in this gold bond, they have to wait for 8 years to redeem their funds. If any investor wants to exit in this scheme, they have to wait for 5 years, because after 5 years the exit option is available. So here the answer is 2.5%. Now it's the sixth question. RBI to conduct an auction of 3 Government of India securities for an amount of rupees how much? So recently our Reserve Bank of India has released a notification describing auction of government securities, that is 3 securities for amount of 20,000 crore. So here the answer is 20,000 crores. So the total amount retained over and the above notified will not exceed 20,000 crores in the first half year 2021, and it will be set off in the second half year. So those 3 securities are 6.8% of government security 2024 and 7.5% of government security 2033, and new government securities 2050, the maturity on September 2050. So the recently RBI has also mentioned that stocks will be issued for a minimum amount of 10,000 as normal and in multiple of 10,000 thereafter. So the Reserve Bank of India conducted an auction of 3 government securities, so for the amount of 20,000 crores. Here the answer is 20,000 crores. Now this is 7th question. Who has taken over the charge as the 4th executive director of state-run bank, Union Bank of India? So recently our corporation bank along with Andhra Bank got amalgamated with Union Bank of India from April 1st onwards. So April 1st onwards now there is only single bank, that is Union Bank of India. There is no existence of corporation bank and Andhra Bank. So now here the question is, who has taken over charge as the 4th executive director of state-run Union Bank of India? His name is Virupaksha Mishra. So he is the present executive director of our corporation bank. Now after amalgamation of corporation bank to Union Bank of India, now Government of India made him as the 4th executive director of Union Bank of India. Already 3 were there. So here I am giving their names. G.S. Gushian is one of the executive director, and Dinesh K. Garg, and third ED Manas R. Biswal. So now the 4th ED is our Virupaksha Mishra. Here the answer is Virupaksha Mishra. Now this is the 8th question. Max Life Insurance extended bank insurance partnership with which private sector bank? So now the answer is here Yes Bank. So Max Life Insurance and Yes Bank announced a 5-year extension of the strategic bank insurance relationship. So the Yes Bank relationship has sold about 2,80,000 policies. So it has settled death claim of more than 70 crore and offered protection worth of 34,500 crore to the policyholders and their families. So recently the Max Life Insurance has extended bank insurance partnership with Yes Bank. So Yes Bank is one of the leading private sector bank. Recently Yes Bank under crisis. So now RBI has lifted crisis on Yes Bank. Here the answer is Yes Bank. Now it is the 9th question. World Economic Outlook Report 2020 amid COVID-19 pandemic released by. So this World Economic Outlook Report released by which organization? So here the answer is the International Monetary Fund, IMF. So IMF has released World Economic Outlook Report 2020 amid COVID-19 pandemic. So the report is published twice a year and depicting growth rates of the global economies. So as per this report, our India's GDP growth rate is reduced from 5.8% to 1.9% in the fiscal year 2021, while the global economy is projected contract sharply by 3% in 2020. So it is much worse than during 2008-9 financial crisis. So here the answer is IMF. So IMF has releasing twice in a year this World Economic Outlook Report. Now we'll see 10th question. Vineet Arora appointed as the CEO of which General Insurance Limited? So here the answer is Paytm General Insurance Limited. So our digital payments major Paytm has appointed this Vineet Arora as the MD and CEO of Paytm General Insurance Limited. So he served earlier as MD and CEO of Aegon Life Insurance Company. So now he appointed as the CEO of this Paytm General Insurance Company Limited. Now we'll see the 11th question. Ajay Mahajan appointed as MD and CEO of which company? So here the answer is CARE Ratings. So CARE, it is a rating agency. CARE appointed Ajay Mahajan as MD and CEO of the company for 5 years. So he started his career with Bank of America as a country head and a global market group also. So on Yes Bank also he worked, and IDFC also he worked in IDFC also. So after his appointment, T.N. Arun Kumar, who was the interim CEO, will revert to the position of the Chief Ratings Officer. So here the answer is CARE. So CARE, it is a rating agency. So now Ajay Mahajan appointed as the MD and CEO of CARE Ratings. Now we will see the 12th question. Who is the chairman of CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes? So here the answer is Pramod Chandra Modi. So Pramod Chandra Modi, he is the chairman of CBDT. The CBDT headquarters, give me answer in the comment box section. The CBDT headquarters. So CBDT headquarters at New Delhi. This is the 13th question. Recently, CBDT announced to refund how much rupees to help MSME in the lockdown situation of COVID-19. So MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. So recently CBDT announced a refund of 5,204 crore rupees to help MSMEs in the lockdown situations. Here the answer is 5,204 crores. Now the 14th question is RBI increased WMA ways and means advances limit for state governments by another %. So here the answer is 30%. The Reserve Bank of India has provided relief to state governments by raising their short-term borrowings limit by an additional 30%. So to meet this COVID-19 situations, so the RBI has increased another 30% on ways and means advances to the state governments. So already it has been decided to increase limits of state government by 60%, and now RBI has increasing another additional 30%. So the answer is 30%. Now it's the 15th question. TVS Motor Company recently acquired which international motorcycle manufacturer for 153 plus crores? So here the answer is Britain's Norton Motorcycles. So it is UK based Norton Motorcycles. So our TVS Motor Company has acquired Britain's this Norton Motorcycle for 153 crores. It is Indian rupees, but when it comes to UK currency, it is GBP, Great Britain pound, so around 16 million GBP. So one of the most iconic British motorcycle brand, it is Norton Motorcycle. It is their manufacturing popular vehicles, that are V4RR and Dominator, Command 961 KF. So these are their biggest brands. So this TVS Motor Company present our MD Sudarshan Venu. So a static question may come. So our TVS Motor Company MD, his name is Sudarshan Venu. So here the answer is Britain's Norton Motorcycles. So TVS Motor Company has recently acquired Norton Motorcycles manufactured for 153 plus crores. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Now it is 16th question. The main objective of Atal Innovation Scheme. So here the answer is to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. So the main objective of Atal Mission is to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. So it is a platform for promotion of world-class innovation hubs and grand challenges, startup businesses and other self-employment activities, particularly in technology-driven areas. So the main objective of this Atal Innovation Mission, including self-employment and talent utilization, is to promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. Now we'll see the 17th question. Which Indian institute partnered with ICICI Securities to launch program for fintech startups? So now your answer is IIM Bangalore. So Indian Institute of Management Bangalore. So as a part of CSR, corporate social responsibility, now the ICICI Securities and partnered with IIM Bangalore to start a program for fintech companies in the field of insurance, personal finance, banking, trading, wealth advisory, payments. So this will be benefited for this program. Now your answer is IIM Bank. Now we'll see the 18th question. Foreign trade policy 2015 to 2020 extended up to 31st March 2021. So now here the question is, who is the Union Minister of Commerce and Industry? Now the answer is Piyush Goyal. So present our Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal sir. So the government of India has extended the FTP, foreign trade policy, by another 1 year due to unprecedented situations, COVID-19. So the policy was implemented actually on 1st April 2015 for 5 years. So it will be valid up to 31st March 2020. So due to this COVID, they were extended to 31st March 2021. So exactly 1 year they extended. Here the answer is Piyush Goyal. Now here I am reading 19th question. The World Bank has offered $1 billion to Indian government for India's COVID-19 emergency response. So here the answer is 1 billion. So World Bank has offered $1 billion to Indian government for India's COVID-19 emergency response and health systems preparedness project, which aims to develop the preparedness of India's healthcare system in the time of the pandemic. Here the answer is 1 billion. Student, now you can see on screen the 20th question, the last question in this session. Who is the brand ambassador for IDFC First Bank? So here the answer is Shri Amitabh Bachchan sir. So IDFC First Bank has signed Bollywood actor Amitabh Bachchan as its first ever brand ambassador. So present our IDFC First Bank MD and CEO V. Vidyanathan. So now he is the MD and CEO of the IDFC First Bank, V. Vidyanathan. Here the answer is Amitabh Bachchan. Students, here I am reading first question in this session. Which bank has launched voice banking services on Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant for their customers? So here the answer is ICICI Bank. So recently ICICI Bank using AI powered technology in this bank in field of customer service. So they recently launched multi-channel chatbot, that is iPal. So it is developed by the world's two most popular voice assistant apps, that Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. So using this iPal to enable its retail bank customers to undertake an array of any banking services with just a simple voice command. So by giving voice command, ICICI Bank customers will get to know their balance inquiries and their transaction details and their credit card due dates. And also they can inquire about bank's products. So the answer is here ICICI Bank. We'll come to the static part of this question. The headquarters of ICICI Bank is Mumbai and MD and CEO of the ICICI Bank is Sandeep Bhakti. Here the answer is ICICI Bank. Now we'll move to next question. Rupees dash crore of liquidity will be granted by RBI to corporate sectors as per the 3-month moratorium plan, 3-month EMI moratorium plan. So here the answer is 2.1 lakh crore. So you already knew about this due to COVID-19, RBI has implemented this 3-month EMI moratorium plan. So the Reserve Bank of India has announced a moratorium in which the bank will provide 2.1 lakh crores liquidity to corporate sectors who are ready to avail this offer. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Here reading fourth question. NABARD has extended financial support up to 42,313 crore rupees towards which sector? So here the answer is towards building a rural infrastructure. So in the last 5 years, NABARD has disbursed around 1.98 lakh crore. So 1.98 lakh crores, almost 2 lakh crores towards rural development. So now this time due to COVID pandemic, so the NABARD has decided to extend its financial support to build rural infrastructure. So the amount is 42,313 crores. So here the answer is building rural infrastructure. Now fifth question. Which largest software company is selected by Israel to launch its first digital bank? So here the answer is TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. So the Israel Ministry of Finance has recently selected our TCS to transform its banking sector to digital by 2021. So digital means this fully digital bank which will have no physical branches, and it will provide banking services like credit and deposits, loans, account management, securities, so without physical presence. So for choosing this technology, for developing this technology, the Israel country selected our Indian software company TCS. At present, our TCS providing banks. It is a global banking platform, BANCS. So they are providing banking solution. That software name is Banks. So here the answer is TCS. Now sixth one, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, allows banks to issue electronic cards for dash accounts. So recently Reserve Bank of India has granted permission to all banks to issue electronic cards to natural persons having overdraft accounts. So here the answer is overdraft accounts that are only in nature of personal loan, so without any specific end user restrictions. So here the answer is electronic cards for overdraft accounts. Now the eighth question, how much financial support Sri Lanka to receive from Reserve Bank of India? So here the answer is $400 million. So recently the agreement is signed to boost Sri Lanka's foreign reserves as the country which is badly hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. So due to COVID-19 pandemic, Sri Lankan foreign currency was hit badly. So due to this COVID-19, the RBI has and Sri Lanka both are made an agreement. It is a bilateral currency swap arrangement. So the worth of this arrangement is $400 million. So the cabinet has approved. Sri Lankan cabinet has approved. So the Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa he approved this bilateral currency swap. So here the answer is $400 million. Here when it comes to the static question, Sri Lankan currency. So Sri Lankan currency, Sri Lankan rupee. Now ninth question is, Dash Small Finance Bank launches self FD and self savings account. So recently one small finance bank of India has launched self FD and self savings account. Here the answer is Equitas Small Finance Bank. So Equitas Small Finance Bank expanded its digital bank services by launching self-fixed deposits and self-savings accounts. So customer can open this self-fixed deposit online for the value of up to 90,000 by providing their Aadhaar and PAN. So they are giving per annum interest 7.75% on this FD. So when it comes to the self-saving, so self-saving account, it is a digital bank account and can be opened with interactive video form by registering one's Aadhaar number, PAN and basic details with 7.5% interest rate also they are giving, and there is no minimum balance also, no need to maintain balance. So here the answer is Equitas Small Finance Bank providing these two facilities for their customers. So it is a self FD and self saving bank accounts. So the headquarters of Equitas Small Finance Bank is Chennai, and the present MD and CEO of this Equitas Small Finance Bank, his name is Vasudevan PN. Here two static questions are there. The headquarters of Equitas Small Finance Bank is Chennai, and the MD and CEO of Equitas Small Finance Bank is Vasudevan PN. Now here the 11th question is, the new CEO of Huawei Telecommunications India. So here the answer is David Lee. So David Lee is appointed by Huawei Telecommunications India as its CEO. So the present CEO of Huawei Technologies name is David Lee. So he replaced by Jay Chen. He promoted to handle the Asian Pacific level business role. So after that, David Lee he became the CEO of Huawei Technologies. So he is serving as the CEO of Huawei Cambodia before turning to India. He is working with this company as a CEO in Cambodia country. So with this new role, so he became CEO of Huawei Telecommunications India. Here the answer is David Lee. Now it's the 14th question. Caladium Investments Pty Limited, backed by Singapore's Sovereign Wealth Fund GIC, has raised stake in which Indian bank by 1.1% to 4.49%? So here the answer is Bandhan Bank. So Singapore's Caladium Investment has raised its stake in Bandhan Bank by 1.1% from 3.39%. So to 4.49%. So Caladium Investment Pty Limited will now hold around 7.2 crores of shares of Bandhan Bank. So this Caladium Investment Company raised stake in our Indian bank, Bandhan Bank. So present Bandhan Bank headquarters, it is Kolkata based private sector bank. So it is in West Bengal. So present MD and CEO of Bandhan Bank, Chandrasekhar Ghosh. So Bandhan Bank is the answer here. The 16th question is Kotak Mahindra Bank announced rupees how much crore share sale through fresh issue. So here the answer is 7500 crores. So Kotak Mahindra board has approved a proposal to raise the capital through issuing a fresh shares. So that value will be around 7500 crores. So after raising the 7500 crores, the promoters stake in the bank will fall from 30% to 29%. So here the answer is 7500 crores. Now the 18th question, which country banks top among largest global banks according to annual global bank ranking series which was published by S&P Global Market Intelligence. So which country banks are top among largest global banks? Here the answer is our China's top 4 banks. Those are Industrial and Commercial Bank of China and China Construction Bank of Corporation and Agriculture Bank of China and Bank of China. So these are the 4 big banks in China. These 4 big banks are the top banks in global markets. This report is provided by S&P Global Market Intelligence. So the Chinese institutions continue to dominate world's biggest banks for the 5th consecutive year. So despite this COVID-19 pandemic, still these banks are leading as the biggest banks in the world according to the annual global bank ranking series published by our S&P Global Market Intelligence. So the report said that 1/5 of the top 100 banks are headquarters in China and collectively reported around 25.8 trillion US dollars in assets. Such a big banks having in China. So the answer is China's 4 banks. That 4 banks names are Industrial and Commercial Bank of China and China Construction Bank Corporation and Agriculture Bank of China, and the last 4th one is Bank of China. Now the last question in this session. The RBI provided a special facility of 15,000 crores to SIDBI for providing liquidity support to which sector? So here the question is RBI providing liquidity support to which sector? So RBI providing 15,000 crore finance support to MSME sector through banks and NBFC and MFIs. So here the answer is MSME sector. Student, now we'll start with first question in this session. Reserve Bank of India announced a rupees dash for special liquidity facility to mutual funds. So here the answer is 50,000 rupees crores. So due to COVID-19, this COVID coronavirus crisis, our mutual fund industry is under liquidity shortage. So to ease this liquidity shortage, now RBI has announced 50,000 rupees crores to mutual fund industry. So if you look static part of this question, what is meant by mutual fund? So mutual fund, it is a trust. Mutual fund, it is a trust that collects the money from number of investors and investing on bonds, money market instruments and equities and other securities, and gains generated from that collective investment, and it is distributed proportionately among the investors. So simply says the money pooled by a large number of investors and it makes up a mutual fund. So that was about mutual fund definition. So here the answer is RBI easing the liquidity pressure up to 50,000 crores to mutual fund industry. Now we will see the second question in this session. Now the next question is, which public sector bank introduces special borrowing program to self-help groups? So here the answer is Indian Overseas Bank has recently introduced a special borrowing program for self-help groups. So to help them to meet this COVID-19 crisis, the maximum loan amount of 5,000 per member of SHG with a cap of maximum 1 lakh. So without any processing fee or without any prepayment fee, the SHG member can get maximum rupees of 5,000 as a loan. So the SHG should have a good track record and the history of the minimum 2 loans from IOB is eligible to take this loan. So when it comes to the static part of this question, present Indian Overseas Bank MD and Chairman, MD and CEO name is Karanam Shekhar. The headquarters of Indian Overseas Bank is Chennai. Here the answer is IOB. It is a public sector bank. Now here third question I am ready. RBI approved the appointment of Madhav Menon as part-time chairman to which bank for a period of 1 year? So here the answer is Catholic Syrian Bank. As per Bank Regulation Act 1949 Act Section 10B, Reserve Bank of India appointed the Madhav Menon as part-time chairman to Catholic Syrian Bank for a period of 1 year from the date of appointment. So when it comes to the static question of this part, Madhav Menon is the present chairman to the Catholic Syrian Bank. The headquarters of this Catholic Syrian Bank is Thrissur, Kerala. So present this Madhav Menon currently is chairman of and managing director to Thomas Cook India Company. So now after this appointment, he will move to the Catholic Syrian Bank as a part-time chairman. Friends, you can follow our channel on social platforms like Telegram and Facebook apps. These links given in description. Now here I am doing fourth question. With which mobile company Airtel has entered into a partnership to enhance network security and customer experience? So here the answer is Nokia. So Airtel and Nokia sign a multi-layer deal to deploy Nokia's single radio access across 9 circles in India to enhance the network capacity and improve customer experience with 3 lakh radio units across the several spectrum bands. So this step is the foundation for 5G connectivity in the future in India. So now Airtel has tied up with Nokia to enhance network security and customer experience. Here the answer is Nokia. Now we'll see the fifth question. Which asset management company sheds its 6 debt schemes? So here the answer is Franklin Templeton. So Franklin Templeton, it is an asset management company. So Franklin Templeton India present chairman Sanjay Sapre, sorry, no, it is not chairman, is present president for Franklin Templeton Asset Management Company India. His name is Sanjay Sapre. The main headquarters of this Franklin Templeton is US, San Mateo, California, US. Now when it comes to the question, this Franklin Templeton has recently shed its 6 debt schemes. So due to liquidity crisis and some bond market value issues due to ongoing COVID-19 crisis. So now Franklin Templeton has announced winding up these 6 debt schemes because it is facing severe redemption pressure and liquidity in bond markets value. So due to liquidity, due to COVID-19, they are closing now these 6 debt schemes. Here the answer is Franklin Templeton. Now it's the sixth question. Who has been appointed as an advisor to digital payments app Google Pay India? So here the answer is our ex-Axis Bank head Shikha Sharma. So she has been appointed as an advisor to our Google Pay India. Google Pay is a famous digital payment app. So here the answer is Shikha Sharma, ex-Axis Bank's head. Now we'll say seventh one. Arvind Kumar Sharma assumed charge as secretary to which ministry? So here the answer is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Ministry. So Arvind Kumar Sharma, he is a 1988 batch IAS cadre of Gujarat cadre. At present, MSME sector is facing a huge crisis owing to this COVID-19 infection. So MSME industry are backbone of the company, backbone of economy. Now Sharma ji is going to work as MSME secretary. So she is expected to play a key role in revival of this sector. So MSME sector means it is manufacturing sector, that may come under MSME like food products, chemical, electrical and other manufacturing units. So prior to his appointment, Sharma was serving as additional secretary to Prime Minister office, PM's office. So when it comes to static question of this part, MSME minister present, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. Here the answer is Arvind Kumar Sharma is going to take charge as secretary to MSME ministry. Now here the 8th question I am reading, important one. ADB, Asian Development Bank, to support Maharashtra with $346 million US loan for which sector? So here the answer is power sector. Recently Asian Development Bank has approved 2,660 crores to Maharashtra state government to provide reliable power connections in rural areas of Maharashtra. So this loan will support also to state government agriculture sectors also by providing new grid connection between rural areas. So here the answer is power sector. Now when it comes to a static part of this question, Asian Development Bank established in 1966 and the present president of Asian Development Bank, Masayoshi Asakawa. Here the answer is power sector. Now we'll see 9th question. New Vigilance Commissioner of India, who? So who is the new Vigilance Commissioner of India? So here the answer is Suresh N. Patil. So CVC, it is an apex Indian governmental body created in 1964. The main purpose of this CVC is to address governmental corruption, monitoring and all vigilance under the central government and advising various authorities in central government organization in planning, executing and reviewing their vigilance work. So the main purpose of this CVC is, it is an apex Indian government body to address governmental corruptions. Here the answer is the new Vigilance Commissioner of India is, his name is Suresh N. Patil. So he is taken oath as a Vigilance Commissioner in Anti-Corruption Watchdog CVC. So he took the oath of office by Central Vigilance Commissioner Sanjay Kothari. So our present Chief Vigilance Commissioner, his name is Sanjay Kothari. Through video conference he has taken as oath. The present headquarters of not only present, the headquarters of Central Vigilance Commission is in New Delhi. It was formed in 1964. The tenure of the Vigilance Commissioner is 4 years till the incumbent attains age of 65 years. So maximum age of 65 years and the tenure will be 4 years for as a Vigilance Commissioner. So here the answer is new Vigilance Commissioner of India, his name is Suresh N. Patil. Now it's the 10th one. Who is the chairperson of Public Enterprise Selection Board? First we will see what is Public Enterprise Selection Board. So it is Public Selection Enterprise Board, PESB. It is under the Department of Personnel and Training, DOPT. So it is a high powered body to advise the government on management and top level appointments of central public sector enterprise. So central public sector enterprise means like gas, electricity, like gas means it IOCL, UACL like that, and electricity and broadcasting, telecommunications like BSNL. So these all comes under public sector enterprise. So the chairman, now the question is, who is the chairman of the Public Sector Enterprise Selection Board? So this department will handle the top level appointments of this public sector enterprise. So for this enterprise, who is the present chairman? So here the answer is Rajesh Kumar. So the former finance secretary Rajesh Kumar is appointed as the chairperson of this public sector selection board, PSAB. So he'll serve for 3 years in this cadre. He is a 1984 IAS batch officer. So now the cabinet committee, which the appointment of committee on cabinet, so ACC, it is headed by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This ACC appointed Raj Kumar as Public Enterprise Selection Board chairman. So here the answer is Raj Kumar. Now another question is, who is the MD and CEO of PNB Housing, Punjab National Bank Housing? So here the answer is Neeraj Vyas. So Neeraj Vyas has been appointed as the interim managing director, interim MD and CEO of Punjab National Bank Housing Finance Limited for a period of 8 months. So he replaced Sanjay Gupta, who was serving as the MD and CEO of the company. So now he replaced with Neeraj Vyas. So the answer is Neeraj Vyas. He is the present MD and CEO of Punjab National Bank Housing Limited. Now 12th question. Banking industry declared as public utility service for a period of how many months? So here the answer is for a period of 6 months. As per Industrial Dispute Act, the Government of India, banking industry made as public utility service for a period of 6 months. Now when it comes to the starting part of this question, the present Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar. So this step has been taken by the government in purview of coronavirus pandemic. So due to COVID-19, this step has been taken by government, which has deeply impacted in all economic activities. So now banks are playing crucial role in this economy, especially in India. So for the next 6 months, the government has made banking industry as a public utility service. They cannot go for any strike, any bunds. So here the answer is 6 months as per Industrial Dispute Act. Now we'll see the 13th question. Reserve Bank of India permits to issue co-branded prepaid cards to which non-banking company? So here the answer is Transcorp International Limited. So it is a organization for currency exchanges and tours and travels insurance. It is a group of organizations. They're having business in every sector, like car renting services and inward and outward remittances, prepaid currency cards, traveler checks, etc. So now RBI has given permission to this Transcorp International company to release a prepaid cards. So here the question is, what is prepaid cards? So the prepaid card, it is just like a simple card, like cashless and a secure way to pay utility bills, purchase and at food outlets, and usage across the POS terminals, online shopping and more. So now Reserve Bank of India has given permission to this Transcorp International Limited company for issuing a prepaid cards. So when it comes to static question of static part of this question, the present CEO of this Transcorp International Limited, his name is Amitav Ghosh. So it headquarters in New Delhi. Here the answer is Transcorp International Limited. Now 14th question in this session, which bank has come up with the Vikas Abhiyan loan scheme for MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprise borrowers? So here the answer is our regional bank, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. So this KVGB has come up with this Vikas Abhiyan loan scheme for MSME borrowers. The borrowers which business activity are disrupted because of this COVID-19 pandemic. For them, this Karnataka Bank, Karnataka Gramin Vikas Bank, supporting with maximum 1 lakh rupees of loan without any collateral security, and it will be repayable in 36 months. So here the answer is Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank providing this Vikas Abhiyan loan scheme. So when it comes to static part of this question, KVGB headquarters, it is in Karnataka, that is Dharwad district in Karnataka. The present chairman of this KVGB, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank chairman is Puttangi Gopi Krishna. So here the answer is Karnataka Vikas Bank. The maximum loan 1 lakh they are giving, and without any security and without any collateral security. So it will be repayable in 36 months. The 15th question, CRISIL, Credit Rating Information Services. So CRISIL forecasted India's GDP to -% for the financial year 2021. So here the answer is 1.8%. So So CRISIL, it is a rating agency. It is a global analytical company. It's providing ratings, research and risk and policy advisory services. So now present CEO of this CRISIL, Ashu Suyash. The headquarters of this CRISIL is Mumbai. So this company is promoted by leading financial institutions and national banks. This CRISIL is promoted by our India's leading national banks and foreign banks also. Some of the foreign banks also. This CRISIL is promoting. So this CRISIL is it is a rating agency. Now this CRISIL is forecasted India's GDP to 1.8% for the financial year 2021. So this was established in 1987. Headquarters of this CRISIL is Mumbai. Now 16th question, last question this session. Reserve Bank of India cancelled the license of which cooperative bank recently? So here the answer is CKP Cooperative Bank. So CKP Cooperative Bank, it is Mumbai based cooperative bank. So the RBI cancelled the license of this CKP Cooperative Bank due to its financial instability. So the financial position of the bank is highly adverse and unsustainable. So now CKP Cooperative Bank Limited was not in a position to pay its present and future deposits. And then there is no concrete revival plan or proposal for merging this bank with another bank. So following this cancellation of a license, the bank is prohibited accepting deposits and repayment of deposits with immediate effect. So here the answer is CKP Cooperative Bank. RBI cancelled recent license of this bank.